They never notice the quiet ones at first, the ones who don't raise their voice to be heard, the ones who don't demand attention, who don't chase, who don't play, the ones who simply show up, consistently, gently, fully, until one day they don't. And that's when the silence begins to speak. Not the kind of silence that screams in anger or slams doors in protest. No, this silence is different. It's the kind that wraps itself around your chest and squeezes slowly. The kind that echoes in the spaces where warmth used to live. The kind that doesn't need to explain itself, because its absence says everything. You see, a good man doesn't leave like others do. He doesn't vanish in chaos or disappear in rage. He doesn't throw blame like daggers or rewrite the past to justify his exit. He simply fades, quietly, respectfully, painfully. And in that fading, he leaves behind a stillness so profound, it becomes a mirror that reflects not just who he was, but who you were when he was around. The way you spoke, the way you listened, or didn't, the way you took his presence for granted, assuming kindness was infinite, assuming patience had no edge. But even oceans have shores. Even stars burn out. Even the most giving hearts grow tired. And when a good man grows tired, he doesn't explode. He withdraws. Not to punish, not to manipulate, but to protect the last pieces of himself. Because he's learned, often the hard way, that not everyone who receives his love knows what to do with it. That not every heart is ready for the kind of love that doesn't need fixing, only space to breathe. He was the one who remembered the little things, the one who noticed when your smile didn't reach your eyes, the one who stayed up just to make sure you got home safe, the one who asked how you were and actually listened to the answer. He was the one who didn't try to change you, but believed in your becoming, the one who held your hand, not to lead you, but to walk beside you. And yet somehow he became invisible, not because he lacked light, but because you stopped looking. And when he finally left, it wasn't with a bang. It was with a whisper that said, "I've done all I can." A whisper that carried the weight of every unspoken hurt, every dismissed effort, every quiet compromise. And in that whisper, he reclaimed himself, not out of pride, but out of necessity. Because a good man knows that staying where he's unseen is a slow kind of death. And he chooses life. He chooses healing. He chooses peace. But here's the part no one tells you. His absence is not empty. It's full of the things you didn't notice when he was near. Full of the warmth you thought would never fade. Full of the safety you assumed would always be there. And now every laugh feels a little hollow. Every touch a little colder. Every new face a little less familiar. Because once you've known the depth of a good man's love, everything else feels shallow. You'll try to move on. You'll tell yourself it wasn't meant to be. You'll find distractions, maybe even replacements. But late at night, when the world is quiet and your thoughts are loud, you'll remember, not the grand gestures, but the small ones. The way he looked at you like you were the only person in the room. The way he made you feel safe without saying a word. The way he believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. And you'll wonder, how did I not see it? How did I not hold tighter? But he's not bitter. He doesn't wish you harm. He doesn't hope you suffer. He simply hopes you learn, that you grow, that you recognize the rarity of what you had. Because he's not coming back. Not because he doesn't care, but because he finally cares enough about himself to stop bleeding for those who won't even notice the wound. And in his journey forward he becomes more grounded, more discerning, more whole. He learns that his love is not a currency to be spent on the ungrateful, that his time is not a gift to be wasted, that his presence is not a placeholder, it's a privilege. And he gives it now only to those who see it, who honor it, who meet him with the same depth he offers. He doesn't look back, not out of spite, but because he's already forgiven, he's already let go. He's already made peace with the fact that some people only understand your value when you're no longer available. And he's okay with that, because he's not here to prove himself. He's here to live fully, love deeply, and walk freely. And you'll carry him, not in your arms, but in your memory, in the way you now crave conversations that go beyond the surface, In the way you search for eyes that see you, not just your reflection. In the way you long for a love that feels like home, not a battlefield. And maybe, just maybe, you'll become someone who can recognize a good man before he becomes a ghost. Because the truth is, good men don't vanish. They evolve. And when they do, they leave behind a silence that teaches, a silence that transforms, a silence that says, I was here, I gave my best, and now I choose me. And that choice is the loudest love story of all.